I'm Dr. W.B. Gulmule from Kamla Nehru Mahavidyalaya, Nagpur. Today we are discussing the reaction mechanism of transition metal complexes. And in this, as we know, complexes are coordination compound, generally undergo the slow reaction, or the reactions are slow. And these reactions in the complexes take place through the definite path, or we can say the mechanism. And here we are discussing the electron reactions in the complexes take place through two types of in two ways. First is a substitution reaction, and the second is a electron transfer reaction. So here also we are discussing some example of substitution reaction in octahedral complex. And in substitution reaction, one ligand is replaced by another ligand. So such type of reactions are known as substitution reaction. And in case of substitution, these reactions can take place through unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction or bimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction, in which ligand is a nucleophile. So all these reactions and also the ability and inertness of the complexes we are discussing in today's part. So today's topic is reaction mechanism of transition metal complexes, and in this part we are discussing the substitution reaction in octahedral complexes. And so first is a substitution reaction in octahedral complex, second is intermediate in SN1 and SN2 mechanism, and lability and inertness of octahedral complexes. So here, as we know, generally the reactions in coordination compound are slow, and these reactions can take place through the definite path or the mechanisms. And the complexes generally undergo two types of reaction. One is a substitution reaction, and second is a electron transfer reaction. And these are the important reactions. So substitution reaction we are discussing in this part. So substitution reaction in case of octahedral complex, which are shown here. And in this substitution reaction, as we know what is substitution, and in this substitution reaction, one of the ligand is replaced by another ligand, in which the ligand are nucleophile, and that is replacement of one ligand by another ligand is known as nucleophilic substitution reaction, and the reaction can be represented as it is shown in the slide. So here this is the octahedral complex, and this is another ligand Y is added. So one of the ligand is replaced by another, so X ligand is replaced and Y is substituted. This reaction, such type of substitution reaction, take place through the two types of in two ways. Number one, unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction, that is SN1, and number two, bimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction, SN2. So what is unimolecular and bimolecular? Uni means one molecule, it depends upon the only one molecule is involved in the slow step reaction. Bimolecular means two molecules are involved. Now in case of unimolecular substitution reaction, that is in SN1, this mechanism consists of two steps. We can say it is a two-step mechanism. In the first step, complex undergo the dissociation and losing a ligand. What is in the first step? Complex dissociate, this is important word, complex undergo dissociation and losing a ligand, and forming 5 coordinate complex as intermediate. This step is a slow step, which is shown here how dissociation is taken. This is the octahedral complex. One of the ligand is replaced and dissociation is taking place, and forming this is the 5 coordinate complex. So in the first step, forming dissociation is taking place. It is a slow step, and one of the ligand is replaced, dissociation is taking place and forming 5 coordinate complex. In the case of second step, new ligand Y is added, and this is the first step, and we get final product. So this is 5 coordinate complex, another ligand Y is added, and we get this is the MX5Y, where M is the metal, X is the ligand. M is metal ion and X is the ligand, Y is also ligand. So now Y is added and we get the MX5Y complex. So this is known as SN1, also known as dissociative SN1 mechanism or reaction. So here we can say that in case of unimolecular, rate of the reaction depends upon the concentration of MX6, only concentration of only one octahedral complex, because in the slow step only one molecule of MX6 is involved. Therefore the reaction is known as unimolecular, that is SN1. Therefore the first step is the rate determining step, which involves dissociation. Therefore this type of mechanism is also known as the dissociative SN1 mechanism. Here is shown, this is the only one reactant is there in the first step, in the slow step. Only one is there, therefore only one molecule is involved. Therefore it is known as unimolecular substitution reaction, and this mechanism consists of two steps, and this mechanism is known as the dissociative SN1 mechanism. Now second is bimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction, and it is again this mechanism is a two-step reaction, and in the first step new ligand Y first adds, that is associate, and forming the 7 coordinate intermediate. Again this is the slow step. So what is this is important part. In the first step is a slow step. In the first step new ligand Y first added, first we have to add, that is association is there. So this is the octahedral complex, and this Y ligand is added, and we get this is the 7 coordinate, 6 and 7 coordinate intermediate. So in the first step we get intermediate, what is the 7 coordinated intermediate, and in the second step one ligand dissociate and to give the final product. In case of second step one ligand is dissociate and give the final product. So here one of the ligand X is replaced here shown, and we get this is the final product. So forming the octahedral complex in which one ligand is replaced by another. So this substitution reaction, rate of this reaction depends upon the concentration of two molecules, concentration of MX6 and concentration of Y. So both the two molecules are involved, therefore it is known as bimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. In the slow step two molecules are involved, one is MX6 and second is Y. Therefore the reaction is a bimolecular. It is represented as SN2. Because of the first step involves association, this type of mechanism is also known as associative SN2 mechanism. It is known as first step involves association. Therefore this mechanism is known as associative SN2 mechanism. So there are two types of substitution reaction, unimolecular and bimolecular, SN1 and SN2. Now intermediate in SN1 and SN2 mechanism. Two different intermediates are there. One is now consider the octahedral complex of the type MA5X. Two intermediates are formed, which is shown here. So if you consider the complex MA5X, then X is a ligand, and which is replaced by the Y, another ligand. If the reaction proceeds through SN1, if the reaction can take place through the SN1, then two types of intermediate can be formed. What are the two types of intermediate? It is shown here. This is the one type, this is the octahedral complex in which X is a ligand, these are also ligand. First step is a slow step, and there is a replacement of X. So this X is removed, and we get this intermediate which is known as square pyramidal, SP intermediate in short. And after that fast reaction and addition of another ligand Y, and in place of X now here is a Y ligand. So first step is the addition of there is a formation of square pyramidal SP intermediate. So and then we get the final product. So 5 square pyramidal intermediate is formed. So this is the intermediate, square pyramidal intermediate is formed. In the case of second, again this is the octahedral complex, and this is the slow step, removal of X is taking place, this ligand, and we get trigonal bipyramidal intermediate. And after that addition of Y, and we get here in place of X here is a Y. Final product is obtained. So in the first step square pyramidal intermediate, and in the second step there is a trigonal bipyramidal intermediate are there, and then after that we get first reaction taking place, addition of another ligand, and what is now we get the final product in the octahedral complex. So if you consider the octahedral complex of this type Ma5X, X is ligand, M is a metal ion. So two intermediates are there in SN1. One is a square pyramidal Sp intermediate and the Tbp intermediate. Now, so from this discussion, it is clear that, so what is here shown, from this we can say that from this mechanism or intermediate formation, it is clear that during the formation of Sp intermediate, there is no movement of metal ligand bond, while during the formation of Tbp intermediate, there is a movement of at least two metal ligand bond. This is one part. Due to the movement of metal, Tbp has a higher energy and more instability as compared to Sp intermediate. Therefore, dissociative SN1 mechanism takes place through the more stable Sp intermediate as compared to Tbp intermediate. So we can say that dissociative SN1 mechanism can also take place through the Tbp intermediate. Only when Tbp intermediate contains pi back bonding. Presence of pi back bonding stabilize Tbp intermediate, and therefore in such case Tbp become more stable as compared to Sp intermediate. So this is the part which is shown here. So generally the dissociative SN1 mechanism take place through the stable Sp intermediate as compared to Tbp intermediate, but dissociative SN1 mechanism can also take place through the Tbp intermediate when Tbp intermediate contain pi back bonding, and presence of pi back bonding stabilize the Tbp intermediate. Therefore, in such case Tbp become more stable as compared to Sp intermediate. So two types of intermediates are there, Sp and Tbp. Now what are the intermediate in case of associative SN2 mechanism? In this case, if you consider octahedral complex of the type Ma5X, so this is the complex Ma5X. Here X is a ligand which is get replaced by Y. If the reaction take place through the associative SN2 mechanism, then two intermediates are possible. So two intermediates are, this is the octahedral complex plus Y is added, slow reaction. So Y is added here and we get, this is the pentagonal bipyramidal Pbp intermediate. And after that removal of X ligand and we get, this is the octahedral complex, fast reaction. In this case, this is the octahedral complex plus Y is added and we get, this is the octahedral wedge intermediate. So this is the X and this is Y. After that first reaction taking place and replacement of X ligand, and we get the final product octahedral complex. In case of associative SN2 mechanism, there are two intermediate, one is a pentagonal bipyramidal and second is a octahedral wedge intermediate. Now in this case also two intermediates are there, so addition bimolecular SN2 mechanism, and in this case of mechanism we can say that there are two intermediate, and from this mechanism it is clear that in the formation of octahedral wedge intermediate there is a movement of one metal ligand bond, while in the formation of Pbp intermediate there is a movement of at least four metal ligand bond. Therefore, in octahedral wedge intermediate, ligand-ligand repulsion is less, while in Pbp intermediate, ligand-ligand repulsion is more, and because of this two reason, octahedral wedge intermediate is more stable as compared to Pbp intermediate. So, associative SN2 mechanism take place through the octahedral wedge intermediate rather than Pbp intermediate. So this is an important part here. It is so associative SN2 mechanism take place through the octahedral wedge intermediate rather than Pbp intermediate. So in case of associative SN2 mechanism, there are two intermediate, but now it is taking place through the octahedral wedge and not through the Pbp intermediate because of the two reasons which are given. Now next part is the lability and inertness of the octahedral complex. This is also an important part. Labile complexes and inert complexes. One scientist is there who has given and who explained. The name of the scientist is Tobey, and Tobey have given the complexes are two types, labile and inert. So in case of the complexes, one ligand can be replaced by other ligand, and on the basis of rate of the reaction, the scientist Tobey classified complexes as labile and inert. So in the complex, ligand can be replaced by another ligand, and depending upon the rate or speed of the reaction, he classified the complex as a labile complex or inert complex. So complexes are two types, labile complex and inert complex. As we know, what is labile complex are those in which the ligand replacement take place quickly, fast. Labile complexes are reactive. Labile complexes are those in which ligand replacement occurs very quickly. And we can also define the complexes which undergo ligand replacement within a minute. Complexes which undergo ligand replacement within a minute at 25 degrees Celsius and 0.1 molar reactant concentration. Such type of complex are known as labile complex. These are known as labile complex. Now second is the inert complex. Inert complexes are those in which ligand replacement does not occur in more than 1 minute, or ligand replacement not occur more than 1 minute. That is, simply we can say that labile means more reactive, inert means less reactive. As we know, inert means less reactive, labile means reactive. So depending upon the replacement speed of the replacement reaction, there are two types of complexes, labile and the inert complexes. Now labile means reactive does not mean unstable, while inert means less reactive does not mean stable. So this is an important point. Labile and inertness of the complex have no correlation with thermodynamic stability and instability. So this is the important part, and examples are given here. In this case, one example of labile complex and other is the inert complex. So this is the labile complex, copper tetra copper, and now 4 ammonia is added. So here we get in place of water, now tetraamine copper complex is formed. 4 molecules of water get replaced, and this complex is labile. Rhodium complex Cl6, and we get this 3 molecular oxalate, and now 3 molecules of this is bidentate and forming this type of complex, and 6 Cl get replaced. And this is the inert complex. This is less reactive, this is highly reactive. So two complexes are there, labile complex and inert complex. As we know, labile means reactive does not mean unstable, while inert means less reactive does not mean stable. So labile and inertness have no any correlation with the thermodynamic stability and also instability. A complex can be thermodynamically stable. Complex can be thermodynamically stable but kinetically labile. Example of such type of complex is shown here. So here this is the complex. That is, as we know, complex thermodynamically stable but kinetically labile. Example is a nickel CN4 2- complex. And these are the three complexes, nickel, manganese and chromium, are highly stable, but first complex is labile and other two complexes are inert. And here is shown the reaction. What is these complexes? All the three complexes are stable, but first complex is labile, other two complexes are inert. And here this is the complex NiCN4 2-, react with this CN4, and here at carbon have 14 mass number, and here forming this type of complex and another ligand, and this reaction take place replacement in 30 seconds. So very fast, and therefore it is a labile. See, time required 30 seconds, very fast. This complex is kinetically labile. Another manganese complex, this 6 ligand, this is having 14 mass number, is replaced, and what is this reaction take place to and required 1 hour. Second required time is a 1 hour, and third chromium required 24 days. So these last two example of complex, these are kinetically first inert. Both the complex magnesium and chromium are kinetically inert but thermodynamically stable. So these are the examples of complexes, and in this case it is shown that there are two types of complexes, labile and inert, and in this slide shows all the complexes. These three complexes are highly stable, but the first complex is labile and other two complexes are inert. So these are the examples, and so in today's part we have seen what is the mechanism or reaction mechanism of transition metal complexes, and there are reactions, substitution reaction in octahedral complex, unimolecular and bimolecular SN1 and SN2, associative and dissociative mechanism we have discussed, and also we have taken some examples, and what are the intermediate in SN1, what are the intermediate in SN2, that also we have discussed, and what is lability and inertness. Toby is the scientist who has given complexes are two types, labile and inert. Also we have discussed the examples. So in the next part, how this lability and inertness can be explained on the basis of valence bond theory and other. So on this part we will discuss in the next part. So in today's part of the reaction mechanism of transition metal complexes, we have discussed the substitution reaction, intermediate formation in SN1 SN2, and the lability and inertness of the complex.